In this short video, I want to prove once and for all that people very much do click Google Ads. So let's say that you are, working in the digital advertising space, digital marketing space, and you're trying to pitch Google Ads services to clients. One of the most common pushbacks you'll hear from prospective clients is, "Oh, well, I don't click Google Ads, and I don't believe anyone else does," or nobody clicks Google Ads. They're just a con, anything like that. I've experienced that in the past as an in-house employee before I branched out into contracting and working for myself. I remember having a boss who I was doing digital marketing and sort of general marketing work for him, and said, well, why don't we promote the business on Google Ads, because it was a business that aligned itself quite well to search. And he was like, oh, but nobody clicks on Google Ads. That's just nonsense. Why would we want to advertise where nobody clicks? Because he didn't like clicking on Google Ads. Of course, he probably was clicking on them, he just didn't realize. So how do we know people click on Google Ads? Well, the easiest way to do it is to actually look at Google's published financial statements, or at least I should say the parent company of Google, Alphabet. So here we have a Search Engine Land article from early February 2023, just a few days ago, basically outlining that Google search network and YouTube revenue fell in Q4 2022. And this is the main bit here. So you can see that in Q4 2022, Google generated about 42.6 billion US dollars from search advertising revenue, down 1.6% from 43.3 billion in the Q4 of 2021. Then there was about $8.5 billion of Google network or display network activity and 8 billion of YouTube activity. Now, the financial perspective on this from sort of news headlines is that Google's ad revenue fell 3% to $59 billion total for that quarter, year on year. But the key thing here is at $42.6 billion for search, for example, that is a hell of a lot of advertising going on. That is a lot of people clicking on ads when you consider that in the search context, it's pay-per-click primarily. And so people must be clicking on ads to generate that kind of revenue. Long story short, the financial statements, which, are pretty hard to muck around with, really, to be honest. I doubt Google is putting out fake financial statements trying to inflate their ad revenue. They're reporting on what's happening. Tons of people are clicking ads, which means lots of people are obviously paying for advertising. Lots of businesses are paying for advertising. Long story short, people click on Google Ads. There's just no other way to look at it. There is no conspiracy or kind of fake news there. It's very much something that people do click on when searching in Google. And the truth is, if you really start asking people and getting them to demonstrate in person their search habits, I'll guarantee you that the majority of people who aren't super tech savvy, who aren't in the digital marketing industry, who aren't I guess, really knowledgeable tech users, your average Joe on the street, they will click Google Ads all day long when they search for something. They just want to get the fastest answer or the product or service that solves their problem as quickly as possible. And if that's number one result is an ad, which it often is, that will often get clicked. And so that's where Google's generating so much of their advertising revenue from. So yeah, hopefully you find that helpful. If you've got any questions, please do let me know. You can read the link in the video description for more info. But yeah, the number's very clear. What can't speak can't lie. Loads of people are clicking on Google Ads. Lots of businesses are paying Google money for the privilege of advertising on their various networks. And that's all there is to it. So if you get that pushback from anyone in any context, you can always point them in the direction of Google's financial statements or Alphabet's financial statements, and very clearly demonstrate that, yes, people do click on Google Ads.